Well, hello, Weird at Night. Oh, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And if you're struggling, here's me just sending you a little bit of positivity and possibly a zoomed out universal perspective. Somewhere else, things are going all right. And you can pull from that energy too, because you're connected to everything. Which brings me to tonight's show with Andy Sells, who talks about his connection to music, his philosophy on teaching drumming. He talks about why the band's called Select Level and gets deep into his dreams and his lyrics. It's a super insightful interview done by Carlos and Allison Tillos of Astral Media Lab, my good friends. And I also want to shout out two artists who you're not going to see on tonight's show, but without whom this could have never been possible. Mark Tillos and Josh Warren. Love them. They're not here in this show, but like I said, without them, this show could not exist. And so I want to shout both of them out. Not only do they live on in our memories, but through everything that we do. I would say this one's for you, but they're all for you. Yeah, so you know the deal. Blazing space in the tub, telling you to attack with love and enjoy this wonderful art brought to us by Astral Media Lab. Please enjoy.
Oh, it might be where you come from. If where you come from casts a bright light on your new drugs that you made up. Oh, it might just wear you down if your love rubs up on the piss-ups and the give-ups. Always mix up with the good ones. What? Green lawns, rich sticks in Green Bay. Real high class, but my sweaty haze of summer. Sweet Jesus, don't eat all the money. I'm just seeing of speculation, playing shadows with our masters of the suburbs. We're the masters of the suburbs.
I mean, techno is punk. Everything's punk.
If you have a problem with people
Instagram
being obsessed
is
with
punk.
DIY, then it's going to be a long conversation.
Well, I don't have a problem with it.
You don't have a problem with it.
I
He doesn't have a
I don't
problem
like
with
things being commodified too much. It's goofy.
It might just be
nobody does.
people being inspired, too,
Yeah,
because
true,
everything
true,
is like
true.
so plastic for
Yeah,
so long
true.
and
Who
so
am I
like
to
mass
say,
consumed.
if somebody else is inspired, that's great.
I mean, here's this kind of segues because you teach at the drum school,
Yeah,
Seattle
yeah.
Drum School, and you have been for a long time. And I was
Wow.
thinking, I don't know how long, and you don't have to say. It's not anybody's
Well,
business.
You remember the Everett Massacre in 1892? It's
The,
not really-
the Wobblies?
My dad watches this. He'll be like, no, it's not 1892. Anyways, yes, sorry. The Wobblies, yeah. IWW, International Workers of the World. But I won't even go there. We'll talk about that
We
next
can
time.
talk about that later. Yes. Our second podcast in 2020.
2017.
2017.
When the whole,
This is the next-
the whole
next-
thing
next
goes
time
down.
around.
Yeah, well, we won't even be carbon-based by then, so don't worry about that.
Well, we'll be pieces. Do you
If you're
feel like do you feel that thing, like that push pull with the kids when you have to learn music or teach music that you don't like? Do you feel like you try to steer them, or do you just let them take you?
Do you mean music, like if they bring a piece that I don't like, then play it,
They need to learn it because their band wants to play it or something, and so you really need to teach it to them, and you got like.
I just developed a really good sense of humor about it. You know, like I'm just like, this is what I do. I mean, it's the same thing as like, I worked coffee forever, and somebody's like, orders like, you know, a latte with like, you know, 37 shots of Irish non-fat something and sugar-free Irish cream with a, you know, fucking
half calf
this,
calf.
and then they want like a cappuccino made out of rice milk, which is like impossible, and to a certain degree, you know, like, and you just do it because it's your job. So I don't love listening to some of the bands, but I do try to find something good in it. And I'm pretty positive with a lot of music. But yeah, there's some stuff that makes me cringe.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Well, I mean, that's not really the meat of the questions about teaching anyways, but it's
What was the
segueing
question
because,
again?
I mean, and that was the question. You did a good job of answering it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm also just wondering if you could tell people about teaching music and about like when did you start that? How did you get hooked up with the drum school?
Oh, that's a good, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
like doing that?
Teaching? Oh, I love teaching. Sometimes I get burned out from teaching, and it's just an energy thing, like where I'll be teaching so much that I don't have the energy to work on music later, or I don't want to, and that's just not a good place to be. So I've sort of set up my schedule where I have a certain amount of teaching going on. I can dedicate that amount of my energy to it, and I think that's healthy too, because then I'm not always focused on myself. I'm not always focused on what do I need this next musical thing, and I allow myself to just give. studied drums for a long time. I came from a music family. My mom taught in the house. So to me, that's just second nature. All my family, they're all teachers, like too many of them. It's almost obnoxious, you know, on both sides.
You teach piano there too, or you teach drums? You teach DJing too, right?
Yeah, DJing, like, you know, basic, like true school, like some DJs that are a killer would be like, yeah, what are you doing? But, you know, I can do basic beat juggling. I can scratch. I know, you know, I can mix stuff, whatever. Multitude of, you know, genres of stuff together, but it's pretty old school. It's just 2 turntables and a mixer, and sometimes I'll bring a CDJ, but I never jumped over into Serato, which has been a heck of a long time now with computers. Right. And most people would just think that was hilarious. But, you know, and I don't have a lot of DJ students right now, but I've taught a lot of people, and I just say, hey, you know, I'm going to teach you how to do this old school way with just 2 records. And you're going to have to figure out how to listen. You're going to have to figure out how to match the beats. And then I'm going to show you some scratches. And we're going to think of the scratches like we think of, you know, drum rudiments, because they're rhythms, they're phrases, it's the vocabulary. So if you know how to do a flare, you know, if you know how to do, let's just do baby scratch. Let's listen to Herbie Hancock do Vic fresh, Vic fresh, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but, and it sounds corny to a lot of people, but the fact of the matter is, you know, it's just like drum rudiments.
Right.
Like, that wouldn't exist without that. That wouldn't exist. So you got to learn some blues if you play the guitar. You have to you don't have to. I mean, there's a lot of people who skip over stuff, but most people, like, you talk to like Ron Weinstein or whoever, they'll be like, you got to learn these. You don't have to learn those basic things, but it's helpful.
Lesson that I teach. So we've played a lot of music together, the 3 of us.
Yeah, it's true. This full disclosure. Where's the camera? I'm looking at the wrong one this whole time.
You know, we've known you as a drummer for a long time. After we did Sample together, we did Swamp Dweller for a lot of years, which is still kind of happening whenever we get together. And then I remember Focus North was sort of fading at that point, and then shortly after Sample, was that Cascadia 10 already?
I think I was playing with Michael Stegner for a couple of years.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
How could I forget Fascination Nation?
Michael's a good friend of
One of
mine.
my favorite bands. God
Michael
damn it.
Stegner, yeah.
Love that band.
Well, Michael and I started out as a duo.
Right. What was that project called?
It was just Michael Stegner and Andy Sells.
Okay.
But we played in this like bar that didn't even want to see us, and it was great. No, I'm serious. It was like a sports bar. It was part of like the whole like millennial takeover. No offense to any millennials, which my friends are, but like that sort of changing of Seattle, like about within the last 10 years, and you realize, oh shit, people don't want it. They have no interest in live music. They just don't care.
Right.
But a bunch of people do care. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, they care. But it's a different cultural thing that started to happen where you start to see like money come into town.
Tomorrow never happened. Wrote it off the list.
But did your sort of dark? Because I remember you talking about them as like premonitions.
I remember you being like, "I'm having apocalyptic dreams."
Well, I'd have a lot of
and now they're coming
well,
true.
I didn't
and
want
now
to talk
they're
about that
prophetic.
because I'm hopeful that none of that shit's at all.
Well, but little
related.
pieces of it
A lot of
do.
little pieces,
like,
yeah.
and so that can.
I think a lot of
doesn't
people.
have to
I
mean
think a lot of people
everything.
could tell you that if they either access some of the subconscious stuff.
We
or
have a
the
choice,
dreams.
anyways.
Well, so much art's come out in the past, like. What is that? 2012. Since then, it's like,
Yeah.
they're
think
feeling
you're
the
alone.
same.
Everybody's
stuff.
seeing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's
But it's interesting, like that like tunnel or like stream like went through you, and you were picking up pieces of the storyline, and then it was things that were happening also to you. Maybe your mind was more open because of what you were going through, like with the anxiety and the feelings of whatever you were particularly at, whether it was
like
any
amped up.
mania, whatever. Like that you had that. I mean, I think it obviously like was freaky and stressful also, but it seemed like it also gave you like a lot of like information and purpose, and that you like put it into yourself, like in like
right.
and out into other things. And I mean, obviously you and partner had like some pretty intense like life change things also.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I did take all the crazy experiences and put it into all the lyrics and the music and stuff like that. Most of them are just written based off of dreams, and they're not supposed to be. I want to leave it a little open. I don't want to describe every song and say what it is for me, because I've had an experience recently where friends have been like, "Oh man, this song is this," and like tell me all of it, and I'm like, "Cool, it is that," because I'd way rather it's that.
It's open-ended for people.
It's kind of boring to hear exactly in my opinion, it's kind of boring to hear exactly what somebody intends. But the conversation, that's overall the reason it exists is because I went a little mad. Select level was because I had to go down to the piano every day and sit and sing all kinds of weird voices, and it's almost like channeling or something, just letting it come through, because I was afraid to sing. I was afraid of my voice. I didn't like it. I felt vulnerable and stuff like that. I still do, but I've accepted a lot more. Right. I'm just like, well, that's just what you are. That's what it sounds like. And there's a lot of different sides of personality that get to come out. Like there's certain songs where I feel like a different person. I don't always feel like myself, know? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel like this certain guy that had this one life and lived in this situation that's not my life, or this woman that was over here and had these things happen to her and these generations of things. I mean, I know that sounds kind of far out, but when I'm doing it, a lot of times I just totally shift in my head, so I close my eyes a lot.
Right.
I just try to get feelings across. Lyrics, I started writing, so I use those as sort of just sounds, but for me, the biggest thing is feeling, intention.
Right.
And that's probably because I've always stuck with the drums and things like that, rhythm, intention, just putting something out there and letting all the stuff that's happened to me, out through that, instead of holding it in, because what was happening is that was killing me.
That was making you crazy.
Making me freaking nuts, and not that great. I mean, not a bad person, but just not a very dynamic person, not a very interesting person to hang out with, because I was so stuck and worried about what other people think, worried about what I think or my family, just all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So very freeing.
It changed.
It changed me, but also I almost died. So that was the next thing.
Also.
Yeah. This is so personal. Somebody's going to use this against me. Hopefully nobody sees this.
We'll start a government, co-owned, throw down in our own way. It's okay. Slow down, it's your town. It's alright. Seen it on your screen. development, progress, creeping in. Can you find the door? Inner space available. Trademark. Leave the seeds alone. Tension overload my senses. Let's just stay at home. Senses overload tension. Let's just stay at home.
Oh, that's another one. I had a dream about the algorithms like 5 or 6 years before anybody that was in any kind of public consciousness.
Right.
I had a terrifying dream that Google and Facebook were basically monitoring us.
Right.
You know, and this, duh, of course they are.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was years ago, and nobody was thinking about that. So, you know, it could have been my subconscious just like doing the work, which that's likely. That's a very rational explanation. But the dream was so real and so terrifying. I like got up out of bed and I was like, oh my God, we're totally screwed.
Right.
Like they are. And in that dream, it was very intense because they knew what we were capable of from birth to death. Like it was all algorithmic enslavement. Like they're just like, everybody's just being placed in these different areas because like, oh yeah, that's what you're gonna do because that's what you're cut out to do, and that's what you're capable of doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We kind of know, we've kind of done the math, and we understand like, yeah, this guy's probably gonna stay about here. Well, you know, they look at me and be like, well, Andy Sells, you're not much of a threat. You know what? I'm not gonna do anything. I might give
Matrix,
a lot of,
basically.
well, yeah, like I might be somewhat entertaining to like some kind of dystopian future, but you know what I'm saying.
I do exactly what you're saying.
Like it's freaky as all hell. So that was another one. I just had to put that in there because there's a bunch actually. Come to my cult meeting later. We'll talk about it.
Does select level mean something? Did the name come from something?
It was a cool sounding name.
Okay.
Well, more it kind of goes back to what I was saying about the lyrics and sounds and intention. I like the consonants. I like the way that it sat. I like the way that the two words looked together when I started to mess with graphics, which is something that I'm not that great at, but it's important to me.
Right.
Like, so for the record that's coming out, I got this awesome guy, Travis Ritter, who I really admire his art, his collage work.
Nice.
And so I'm like, he's going to do the graphics.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. But the select level, I was on a walk, and I was coming down off some weird anxiety trips, and I just thought select, and then I thought of, I don't know, I think I saw it on like a truck or something, and then I thought of level, and I just put the two things together, but I think it sort of brings to mind like 1980s and video games and stuff. Mm-hmm. Wasn't the intention. To me, it was about, like many levels of existence or realities and stuff, like the stuff that was going on in my brain. I imagined that, okay, well, maybe we're in some kind of multi-layered universe, and every choice affects everything else. It's like some
Right.
quantum.
I like that.
What fire springs forth? What bile does bubble? The black moon swings in the sky, stirs trouble. By violent hands, we kill the light. Through the shadows, madness beckons. With that light.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Wed at Night!
Yeah. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Yeah. No, this is great. Where can I buy it? When can I have it? And where can I get it? Man, I'm really liking this. Who is this? Oh, it's you. This is yours? Turn the bass up. The beat isn't very good. I don't know. It's hard to hear. I don't know. It's just weird. This is really good, man. Wow, great job. That's so cool. No, I mean, this is as good as anything I've heard this year. Incredible. Where can I buy it? How can I support you? So I'm not actually supporting you because I'm buying something that's worth something that I want. Isn't that awesome? Artists you know can be just as valid as the artists you don't know.
The longer I dwell on the ground, the more I realize I don't like dwelling on the ground. I miss the sky. I miss the other clouds. I wonder where they're blowing to. But I'll tell you what I know for sure blows. And now, the host of Weird at Night, the existential emissary of life and love, who got lost at a taco time on the way, Patrick Lincoln!
Well, Hey babies, it's Patrick Galactic and you're watching Weird at Night! Pink Cloud isn't okay, but that's not really news, is it? To the degree I can wish anything that has attacked me, said things about my mother that quite frankly were illegal at several points throughout history, and left some kind of gaseous fart smell throughout my apartment ever since. Godspeed, Pink Cloud. Is Weird at Night real? I asked in the show image. No, you sillies, of course not. It's far realer than something as pregnable as reality. We're a pack of swimming cats. Living life is a blessing each and every moment of our orgasmically artful experience. Hashtag blessed. We're a community, and we're kind of a show. We're a show-munity, as our friends Pergato coined the phrase. To be more specific and less clear, we're a community art share collaboration. Weird at Night is not just what you see on the screen. No. It is but a mere part. The chat is 100% where it's at. Many of the things we'll be showing tonight and every night are created by our superstar show-munity. We collaborate and we celebrate. It's as easy as that. So don't fear the darkness, darling. We're weird. It's night. You're in the right place. You can at me throughout the show. I'll try to answer as we go, but if I don't get to you, there's a chat break at about the 30-minute point. So I'll read it then. Respect for each other and the flow of the show is essential. Distractors, spammers, and all other douchebags will be eliminated by the mod of justice, Alex F&V. If you follow the channel, I will stop everything and sing you a little tune. If you subscribe to the channel, which is one of the most important and best things you can do to keep this content flowing, I will stop everything. I'll grab my guitar and write you a personal 20-second tune live on the air. All right. So I issued a challenge at the top of the show. As I've been buying tracks from artists each week to feature on Weird at Night, I've realized how good it feels to be supporting artists, even in the smallest incremental way of buying a single track. It's all I can afford to do, but I think most of us, even my broke ass, can stand to spend $10 a month supporting specifically local music. If it doesn't sound like much, it's because it's not. But the impact that it would have if everyone who truly loved their scene spent a guaranteed $10 a month supporting it, the entire musical landscape would change so fast. That's how little we need in order to create lasting change. Let's share what we buy on the show. You can always see what I buy on the show in the not a mucho newsy news bits, but I want to hear what you're buying. Let's normalize buying music again. I'm not calling anyone out. I have Spotify like the rest of the world, but if we pair the have everythingness of Spotify with the direct support to our incredible music communities for as little as $5, $10, $15 a month, it could change everything. And again, I'm not calling anyone out. If you already do this, that's great. If you can do more, do more. If you can't do it, that's okay. Ultimately, we just need to reconnect with the idea that music has more value than 1/3 of a penny per stream. Okay. So we have another evening of artistic strangeness ahead of us, but before we do, I have a question for you. And this is a fun one. Do you have a favorite weird food combination that you like? And if so, what is it? So, favorite weird food combination. Now, there's one thing that cannot be discussed here, and that's pineapple on pizza. That doesn't count. That is a sin against God, and I am positive you're gonna meet a horrific end if you keep that shit up. Honestly, I'm sorry for you. But if you like peanut butter and pickles, if you like salamander skin on your ice cream sandwich, tell us about it. And real quick, I want to give you a heads up about friend of the show, Scott Langdon's YouTube channel. Scott is a drummer of note in a variety of Seattle's coolest bands, someone I've had the pleasure of playing with. And Scott is also a bona fide weirdo that makes mesmerizing content that is far beyond just playing drums. But don't take my word, check it out.
Oh, I think our guests are arriving. Excuse me. But what's this about me being the guest of honor?
Well, we don't know too much about what he likes. The best thing I know for breaking the ice and getting people acquainted is some good mixer games.
Adventure time, come on, grab your friends, it's time to go go to distant lands with Jake the dog and Ben the human. The fun will never end. It's adventure time.
The party is going well again. Have you noticed some of the skills of the guests that help keep the party fun for all?
All right, that's our homie Scott Langdon. It has a very fun YouTube. Go check it out. Scott makes lots of different kinds of videos. And some of them are like really interesting looping videos, and he's just also a fucking weirdo, and that's what I love about Scott. So go check it out. It's a great follow. So coming up, we got a huge night ahead of us. We have performances from Occlusions and Nick Mazingue. Blazing Spaces return from Noirland, but what happens now? Plus, not a mucho news, Blood Moon Orchestra, we have an artist Zoom, and much, much more. But Terry Monstrosity is here to shake shit up.
Looking over sunrises through a rise light. We gon' take flight on horizon, new light. Ain't no time for disguises. Old plights can just die undecided. And in crisis, somehow we found comfort in limits placed. Vow not to succumb to them. Got a plow for when it dump again. Got the power, feel it rushing in. Just astound what we up against. Break it down, get the clover twisted. Not a frown where the substance is. Give a pound when the rover's missed. Low sound is where you notice gifts. That's why we riding out with no assistance. No training wheels, but so consistent. And it's real, so you know the difference. I can show the distance. Forget how they feel and promote forgiveness. It's the only way.
This is Terry Monstrosity, and you're watching Weird at Night.
All right, Terry Monstrosity, every single episode, every Tuesday and Saturday at midnight. Every time we're on, Terry's on. So if you dug that, Terry digging into RHCP, Red Hot Chili Peppers, make sure you check out Terry's Bandcamp and Twitch streams too. I'm dropping the tags for those channels in the chat right now, just in case that wasn't clear. My instructions to Ash Maddie. Excellent. Thank you. So make sure you give Terry a follow wherever you go. All right, moving on. Blazing Space, Danny Denial, Occlusions, and Nick Mazingue came together at Strange Earth Studios and this past week presented a remix of Danny's film Conditioner. Now, if you missed it, you missed out because it was on live concert stream. It's not just laying around. But you can check out a clip of it, of Occlusion's amazing performance right now.
Then I came home.
Sounds dreamy. I missed you.
Missed you too.
What's up tonight? There's a fetish night in the ID. We should go.
I don't know.
beside yourself with everything, trying to fit the world between the bones and your shoulders. Yeah, and I know that it's too heavy, your weight I can't carry, but I love you if you're ready, baby. Yeah. It's real. All the love. I feel. This is the hand we've been given. Ooh, these are the cards we're dealt. There won't be a better time than right now. It's real. All the love.
All right. Big thanks to Occlusions and the inimitable Jimmy Jackson. And if you're a musician that would like to maybe give a special performance, share a story, share an unreleased music or even released music, send us an email, weirdatnight@gmail.com, or even better still, join our Discord. We have a lot of fun there. We share the links that we share in the Not a Mucho Newsy News bits there. We stay in touch throughout the week. And after the show, we have a live voice chat where you can come hang out with us for a little bit and get the inside dope, if that's something you really want. So why not? Why not, goddammit? Okay, so, all right. Blazing Space, our intrepid party host who had been trapped in the bowels of Noirland for months, finally escaped in a stunning conclusion last episode. But where are they now?
And when all the guests have arrived and have been introduced, the games begin.
Reaper! Reaper! Is attacking its house in you! living, son. Queen, how much you smoke? Tell her more than you can lift, bum. But if he got that nice bum, make me hot like black rum. I roll number 12, then the rubber pum-pum, banging all up on his tight drum. Then I let them pipe some, rolling 13 while I charm shorty's python. You can keep the lights on, seeing what you like, huh? He saying he would die for the queen, I told him fight, Dutch treat in the Dutch, call that double Dutchin'. Got the freak.
Oh, hello there. I'm back. Just smoking a fat bowl in the hot tub. Since being out of New Orleans, I've done a movie remix with Danny Denial, Nick Mazenkay, Occlusions. That was really fun. And just been kind of checking up on everybody since, you know, the events that transpired. Sort of, where are they now, if you will? So I wanted to check up on my friend Obi, our battle saxophonist, and see how they were doing now that we've escaped New Orleans. Let's go there now. Wow. Obi, that was super fucking cool. That was Obi's band, Action Ness. But you can also follow Obi for dirty pictures of them with the saxophone at Dirty Bitch Brass. And they are an incredible activist and a wonderful human being. And yeah, I mean, I'm proud to know them, and it's good having them in my life. I also want to see what Nina has been up to. I mean, she was like an extraterrestrial being. Yeah. So I contacted Nina. Let's go there now. Nothing's changed there, but I think that's pretty cool, actually. And then Shayna Shepherd, my oracle, right? Find the book you can't read, the Morpheus of New Orleans. What have you been up to, Shayna?
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, you will.
It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, long, long time coming, and I know change is gonna come. Oh yeah, yes, yes it will.
It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother. I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up just knocking me down. Oh, knocking me down back to my
Holy shit. Everyone seems to be up to some pretty cool things. And, you know me, I'll just be blazing in space. And I'll see you on Tuesday at midnight.
I'm so glad you could come.
Well, you can't keep me away.
Weird at Night is presented by the Status Quo. We've designed your life, now shut the fuck up and live it. My life is a movie that'll never end. Patient acceptance of mediocrity is freedom. Trust But Terrify by Built Madly. Lie to everyone, but insist that they trust you, just like the pros. Wage war on ideas, breed distrust, paranoia, and win. Dawn's long gone lawns. Dawn takes acid and plays with knives on your lawn. God is in the grass, man. Use promo code 129-777-777-999-125. Something will happen. $10 payable in LSD. No talking. Keep the kids and pets inside. And Shitty's Pizza. The hospital is next door. If you need to know why, just have a slice. Use promo code Why God Do We Suffer. You get a free depubing. Normally $4.99. Not this time. Free. On the corner of 9th and Nocturnal Drive, just past the memory of your first fully charged smartphone. Wow. Shannon Shepard. Look, all due respect to Duff McKagan, it is pretty cool when someone you know just utterly outclasses somebody who's very famous. No diss on Duff, but Shannon Shepard should be the most famous person in Seattle. I don't know why that isn't the case yet, but maybe we need to make that our mission, because Shannon Shepard is absolutely incredible. So I had asked, what's your favorite weird food combination? I got a little weird thing on my nose here. Asked what your favorite weird food combination is. I'm going through and seeing what we said. Looks like... Oh, did I miss something? I might have. Oh, Pink and the Stink came back into the chat. Alex FMV said rosemary chicken and pepperoni. That's an interesting one. I use ketchup with my potato chips, which people for some reason find odd, but really they're just French fries. They just haven't been cooked. Who else? Anybody else? You guys are all pretty bland. Seen a lot of bland. Annie O'Neill mentioned peanut butter and pickles. I've never understood that, but the weirder the better, baby. It's weird at night. What else? Anyone else? No? Doesn't look like it. All right. Well, Guilty Art Music said broccoli and cottage cheese. Whoa. Sorry, cottage cheese. I can't do it. I can't do it. Blazing Space said I answered here, but I don't see the answer. I'm sorry. I don't. Did you at me? All right. Okay, well, we got a lot to get to tonight still. There's a lot coming up, and there's a lot to be excited about. But the first thing we should get excited about is the Shop of Juan. We have this very cool mug, and I really like how it turned out. I was actually really pleased with it. It's a very cool mug. Get yours this week only. They're available for 15 smackers at the shopofjuan.com. That's the shopofjuan.com. Do I have the logo loaded up? Yes, I do. The shopofjuan.com. So we also have hoodies, beanies. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts. We have all kinds of shit. But it's a great way to support the show. If you already subscribe, it's a great way to support the show. And if you, for whatever reason, don't feel like subscribing, you can also get some cool merch to put on your head. We got cool winter beanies for the winter time, which it is right now. But Alex FMV bought a mug and it looked like that. Alex FMV bought a shirt and it looked like that. And Blazing Space bought a hat. The Blazing Space hat. Hold on, gotta take that down. The Blazing Space hat in the flesh on Blazing Space themselves. This is a Blazing Space t-shirt on Ash Matty. It's all there at the Shop of Juan. You can get it. It's pretty cool. And it's a great way to support the show. So consider that. And while you're considering it, save yourself a little cash. You can save 10% off in the store till Saturday, February 6th. You get 10% off store-wide by using the code ISJuanReal. And as we answered before, no, it's not real. It's realer than real. It's way too real to be contained in this pregnable reality. So, with all of that said, we have much more to get to, and we're rocking and rolling into overdrive. We got so much more to share. So we're going to talk about Hilma Af Klint. Nick Mosenke will be performing. Plus, we got more from Blood Moon Orchestra, Not For Sale, and Clinton Fearon. But first, Nadamucho's got something to say. Well, hey there, you pencil neck geeks. It's Patrick Galactic. This is Nadamucho, newsy news that's new. And we got 5 artists to share with you that are worth hearing. We hope you check them out. Go visit their Bandcamp. We're going to be sharing the links in the chat. Remember that you can learn everything there is to know about the Seattle music scene by going to nadamucho.com, checking it out. Give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Stay in the loop, and then check in here Tuesdays and Saturday nights at midnight for Nadamucho Newsy News That's News. But most importantly, what I want to remind you of, the whole reason that we do this is so that you can support these artists directly.
Chosen fear, be behind curtains, where things disappear. Trying to tell you my fortunate son.
Hi, I'm Greg Edmondson. I composed the music for cult classic TV show Firefly. And my favorite thing to do on Saturday night is tune into Patrick Galactic's Weird at Night.
Weird at night.
All right, Nadamucho, newsy news that's new. So many talented musicians reside here in the Northwest, and Nadamucho is here to document it. So check out the website, give their channels a follow. I'm gonna drop some of those in the chat right now because I forgot to. And then let's see what else we got here. All right, but Nadamucho is the Nadaist of the Muchos. So make sure you check them out. And if these links went by a little too fast, that's okay, because I've already dropped them in our Discord. So if you haven't joined Discord yet, do it now, because you can stay in touch with us throughout the week and join our Nita voice chats immediately after each episode. So we will be making it happen after the show if you're interested, if you want to hang out and chat and shoot the shit with everybody for a little bit. But for now, we're going to pivot, and we're pivoting to Nick Masunke. All right, we're switching gears here, but thank you to Nick Mossenke. That was awesome. And make sure you go check out Nick's music. And if you get a chance to catch the Conditioner remix at some point in the future, I highly encourage you to do that. So now we're switching gears to an artist zoom, and we haven't done one for a while. We're going to talk about Hilma af Klint, who very long-time viewers will remember we've talked about before. But we have a bigger audience with a lot of new faces, and Hilma's just too important for anyone not to know about. So you're going to know about her. So on your left, I think, is some of Hilma's more well-known paintings. And on the right is some pictures of her and pictures of her work in galleries. Now, Hilma's got a very interesting story. So she's Swedish. She was born in 1862. Her sister died in 1880, which kind of started a journey down a spiritual path. And she used abstraction and different and brand new forms to kind of express that deep spiritual connection. She made art for 20 years before she made her first abstract piece at the age of 44. The only thing is, abstract art wasn't a thing yet. It wasn't a form that was widely recognized. And so Kandinsky, who is kind of recognized as the father of abstract art, was actually preceded by Hilma af Klint by about 20 years. However, Hilma only made her work in private, and her work wasn't exhibited anywhere during her own lifetime. She left all of her belongings to one of her nephews and instructed him that the painting shouldn't be released for at least 20 years after her death. So she died in the mid-40s, and in 1970, her paintings were offered to a museum, the biggest museum in Sweden, and they declined it. Her work wasn't exhibited publicly till the late 70s or early 80s. But as it has been documented, and as it has been exposed to more and more people, the genius of what she did is becoming more and more evident. And so today, Hilma af Klint is a widely celebrated artist worldwide. She just had an exhibit in New York at the Guggenheim that I wanted to see super bad, and then COVID happened, and so never mind. But absolutely love her work. For me, it really does reference directly duality, and duality in reality versus the spirit. Duality in desires and nature. But Hilma af Klint found a way to make sense of something that no one, she was the originator. She literally kind of created abstract art and didn't receive any credit for it until like right now. So, I just highly recommend that you look into her deeper. Hilma af Klint, I have a piece of hers, a print obviously, on my wall here that I look at every day, and I love. So great art is worth the price of admission, no matter what it is. So make sure you check out more of Hilma af Klint. I'm going to stop rambling, and our homie Not For Sale. Always good to hear from our friend Not For Sale, and we actually are very lucky to hear from our next guest.
Hi, this is former U.S. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Stephen C. Preston, and you're watching Weird at Night.
Weird at Night.
Wow. The celebrity endorsements keep rolling in. Weird at Night is happy to have Stephen C. Preston endorsing us and encouraging everyone to watch. If you would like to make a video that we can share on the show that says, my name is your name, and you're watching Weird at Night, you can do that any number of ways, but the easiest way to do it is just record it on your phone and email it to me at weirdatnight@gmail.com. That's weirdatnight@gmail.com. We've had a bunch of people make these and they're super fun. It's a cool way to get on the show and for us all to get to know our community a little better. So, Ashmati points out one of my grammatical contradictions when I say buy not for sales music. I get it. Honestly, that one I get. So, we've had a big night. It's been Ryan Bryan free. It's been Steve Germany free, kind of, thank God. So that's been nice. We've shared a ton of different music and art. We talked about Hilma Af Klint. We talked about your weird food combinations, which not as many of you participated in as I had hoped. And hopefully we're going to all be hanging out here in the Discord after the show. But before we do that, we're going to do some auto writes. So if you're not familiar with automatic writing, what it is automatic writing happens when I count down from 10 and you try to clear your mind. Once I get to 0, I'm going to say go. And we all start writing in the chat where it's, you just try not to censor yourself, try not to edit anything. And then after about a minute, maybe 2, because we have a little extra time. After a minute or 2, I will then ask, I'll say stop, and everybody stops. And then we all hit return, and I read what everybody wrote. So we get to kind of unravel our unconscious with each other. So let's do that. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and stop. Everybody hit enter. Okay, I'll read mine. I said grammatical contradiction, not error. I don't make errors, just typos, and that's the way the great-grandparent in the sky made me. But that's okay, eyes on the price. The swimfish can't cut anyone with their razor gills. What a waste. Think of the throat slashings. Alex F&V. I'm gonna have a nephew, and I'm gonna teach them how to have a good time by sticking your hands in goopy goopy goo mud face, and face vroom vroom choo choo. In France, there's volcanoes just like in Washington. I bet there's lava under my bed because the floor is made of it, but I was only just kind of wondering if I could have a Pop-Tart. Booger Bitch Fantasia Man. Booger Bitch Fantasia Man should be a t-shirt for sure. Booger Bitch Fantasia Man. I'm saving this. Hold on, copying and pasting. Alex's auto right here. Mix Wix. Wow, this was really fun. I'm glad I discovered so much great music tonight. And hell yeah, Clint, okay, now I'm. Blaze in Space. The perfect tension and curl to feel like holding. Together, things touch, bend, feel, connect. Can stretch, can loosen, can ease, can tighten, can append, and oversee. There's a zoom and a stop and a go and a rest. The ripple won't last in the lake, but I wanted it to disappear anyway. Light night, bolt, fart, bolts. Very well said. Very well said. Thank you, Blaze in Space. Guilty Art Music. Dreams are the alternate reality that exists where consciousness meets the subconscious. I take my dreams very seriously and analyze the holy shit out of them. I'm craving a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Guilty Art, I'm right there with you. You know, maybe when this whole pandemic thing is over, we can all just have a PBJ party together. Is that an idea? All right. Dartone III, where am I going? I think I'm following the North Star. Or is that just a planet? It's cloudy today. I lost my way. Tim Basaraba. Hey, Pauline, this is our second attempt at voice-to-text auto-write. Anything you want to say? No, maybe more than just a 2-letter word? Nope. How about a sentence? I'm too tired. Okay, that's a sentence. Good job. Thanks. This is fun. Ash Maddie. Are you there? God, it's me, Margaret Thatcher. Jello Biafra and I are playing golf with no shoes. All right. I forgot to mention something before we all adjourn and go about our separate little journeys. One thing I didn't forget to mention is that the Discord voice chat will be going on after this. But our friends in Blood Moon Orchestra hit me up because they are doing something really cool where, let's see, hopefully I didn't delete my fucking note. Basically, they put on a new series called the Full Moon Featured Artist Series. And it features identifying women in music who have played with Blood Moon Orchestra, which is kind of this big collaborative endeavor, and have been a featured act or would have been at one of our shows if it wasn't for the pandemic. So they want to provide their platform to promote these artists and their music. So if you would like to check that out, you can. Please go check out episode 1, which just debuted earlier this week. And check out the artists that are on this. They'll be doing it once a month, every full moon. So don't miss the Blood Moon Orchestra. And another thing I forgot to mention, and lastly, I promise, Clinton Fearon through the country years. I'm more familiar with Clinton as a reggae artist, but I would love to hear Clinton play some country. So you gotta actually just click the link to find out what time, because this little graphic doesn't say. So I'm going to put that in the chat right now. Boom, boom, boom. Don't miss Clinton Fearon tomorrow morning. I believe it will be earlier in the day. Well, that is it. That's it for us. That's it for Weird at Night tonight anyway. We're about to head over to Discord, but next Tuesday, this Tuesday at midnight, we'll be back as we always are. And what promises to be weird will in fact be fucking crazy. I'm sure. That's just the way it goes. Things don't stay very calm here very, very long. So, I'm Patrick Galactic. You're Weird at Night. I'm Weird at Night. I'll see you in the Discord. But until then, or until Tuesday, art is the antidote. Attack with love, baby.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Weird